Ladies and gentlemen, I am Infinity43. Welcome to this video. This is 143 Collector's Corner. This is where we take a look at 143 scale models, the history of the real car, and then we look at the model itself. Today's episode, we are in rally territory. We're looking at an absolute icon from rally history, the Lancia Stratos. So let's get into it. The Lancia Stratos HF, or just the Stratos as most people know it, competed from 1973 until 1981, both as a rally car and also as a sports car. Now, as we're looking at a rally model today, I'm going to focus on that history for now. The Stratos was crafted by Gruppo Bertoni, an Italian automobile designer who sought a working relationship with Lancia. At the time, Lancia were on the hunt for a replacement for their Fulvia. And so when Bertoni arrived at their headquarters with the Stratos Zero, Lancia employees literally cheered. It's not surprising really, is it? I mean, the Stratos does look great, especially when you compare it to the Fulvia. So it wasn't a surprise that Lancia agreed to work on a rally car based on the ideas of Bertoni's head designer Marcello Gandini, who had also designed the Lamborghini Miura and the Lamborghini Countach, so the man knows what he's doing. A year after the Stratos Zero concept car was announced, Lancia unveiled the Stratos HF prototype at the 1971 Turin Motor Show. It was the first car of its kind, a car designed from the ground up specifically for racing competition. And this is evident in the design of the 1971 prototype, which had a wraparound windshield to maximize forward visibility, while rear visibility was basically non-existent. By the time the prototype was unveiled, the Stratos HF held a Ferrari Dino V6 engine, a partnership planned from the very start of the project. And so, over 1972 and 1973, Lancia tested the Stratos extensively in racing events where Group 5 prototypes were allowed. And at the same time, the building of the 500 road-going units that were required for Group 4 homologation also commenced. Finally, the Stratos was homologated for the 1974 World Rally Championship, with the road version of the car sold as the Lancia HF Stradale. And success came quickly. The Stratos won the 1974, 75 and 76 rally championships with the driver and navigator team of Sandro Munari and Bjorn Valdegaard. And you know, it may have even raked in more rally championships, but unfortunately internal politics interfered, and Fiat forced a change in focus to the 131. But despite that, the Stratos still managed to find victories beyond its retirement, so to speak. One such example is the 1978 Rally San Remo. That is the rally that forms the basis of today's review model. Alan Marcu and Kivimaki Ilka claimed victory ahead of fierce competition from the likes of the Porsche 911 SC and Carrera, and the Ford Escort RS 2000, and of course the Fiat 131 that replaced it. By the time the Stratos was retired from WRC competition, it had claimed 18 victories. And perhaps more importantly, it had won the hearts of many fans. To this day, many regard it as the greatest rally car ever built. While it is difficult to accurately classify such a title amongst generations of competition, the Stratos certainly stands tall amongst the giants of the sport. There are two popular rally model collections in 143 scale that are available on market. One has larger boxes and a neat cardboard insert with the vehicle information. The other has smaller boxes and no inserts. This Stratos comes from the latter. Normally I'm all down on the small boxes, I don't like them. But in this instance I don't mind it too much. The height of the lid and the large print of the vehicle title does balance the small size. They do still look good on a shelf, but they don't look as good as the larger angled variety. Where it does keep pace with the larger box variety is in quality. I have a number of models from both rally collections, and they do seem universally well made. I don't know if it has to do with the vehicle design. Maybe rally cars are easier to replicate in small form because they don't have as many wings and stuff as, say, a Formula 1 car. But with all the ones I own, they seem very well reproduced. That's the important thing. So because of that, this Stratos is an absolute looker. Black, white and red are beautiful contrasting colors, and here they are rich, bold and cleanly reproduced. Decals are mostly clear. Some of the really small writing is very obviously just a colored line on the body. It doesn't really say anything. But you have to get right up close to even know that they're there. And given the size of the vehicle, you can't expect the miniature writing to really be readable. You've got to go for a larger scale to get that. Now, once you get beyond the paintwork, that is often where the wheels come off. Terrible joke, I apologize. But it is true though. You can get a car that looks beautiful from a distance, but the build quality is absolutely shocking when you really actually get close to it. Thankfully, in this instance, that is not the case. The car feels nice and solid. Doesn't feel like anything's going to fall off at any point. And it freewheels just fine. There's no wonky skew axles. The car doesn't look like a banana as it moves across the table. It all looks nice, well built, all put together very well. And to be honest, there isn't much more to say about the car. It's simplistic in its design given the era that it's from, but the model has been well replicated, especially when you consider the price point that these models come in. They're not very expensive at all, and they're everywhere. They're a dime a dozen. But they are well made, provided you keep it in a display case and don't do anything stupid with it, of course. Now, if I'm honest, I've never personally found the Stratos to be that pretty. From the sides it looks pretty good, but from the front it looks a little bit odd to me. It makes me think of a frog for some reason. There are other rally cars I find more appealing than this one, but this car is an absolute piece of rally history, and to have something in my collection that commemorates that is fantastic. And for that reason I absolutely love having it, even if it isn't the prettiest car that I've ever seen.